Hello, I'm Suzanne Skillen,
And I'm Paul McInerney.
and we'd like to share some of our thoughts that we've been having today on our walk, actually. We were discussing living in different countries, attitudes in different cultures, and the joy of travel. One of my very, very favorite things.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you've lived in 18 countries, so you can speak from experience.
Yeah, I have. I feel very blessed, and I think it's one of the best educations you can give your children is to travel and see learn about other cultures. And I have lived in some incredible places all over the world, lived and worked. And I was relating how lucky we are in Australia. We just don't always appreciate the fact that we can turn on taps and get hot water, and that we have this incredible country. There's affluence. When you don't have money, the government helps you. There are so many countries when you don't have money, you are on the streets. You have absolutely no backup, no one to help you, particularly if you have no family. And I was relating how when I lived in Bangkok in Thailand for 3 years, and right in the heart of Bangkok. It was an incredible experience to live there. And at the bottom of our soi, which means street, there was a huge rubbish tip. So all the rubbish from all over that part of the city would be dumped on this tip. And on the tip, there was a hierarchy. And the poor people lived at the bottom of the tip. And the richer people, lived at the top because they got the better pickings. So you imagine everything had been picked through. If you lived at the bottom, there's very little left. And I used to take my children down there, and it was a thing in our house. I've always said to my children ever since they were little, if you want something new, and I did the same thing for myself. When I bought something new for myself, I had to give something away. Something had to come out of the house and be given away. So it's very easy when you live in a situation like this, where just around the corner are all these families that we could give things to. And their appreciation and their joy of just something very small. When we live here, which is so entitled, people are so entitled, and they don't realize what they're doing, to the planet. The amount of rubbish that we throw away into landfill is absolutely shocking. And it was really shocking for me coming back from Asia to realize that we were not taking care of ourselves, people around us, and the planet. So that sounds a bit like preaching, doesn't it? But just that incredible lessons I had from those people on that tip. Beautiful, beautiful families, so full of gratitude, so happy, with absolutely nothing. And yet they had far more in happiness than a lot of people I know living in Australia at the moment. So yeah, it was a big lesson for me.
Yeah, even in South Africa, when we went to South Africa, the kids they roll socks up and they use it as a soccer ball and things like that. Well, you've had great experience in South Africa.
Yes. Well, I lived there for 3 years, so yes, unbelievable. And particularly in Botswana, I'll never forget. This amazing guy just said, "Oh, can I have your shoes?" I'd gone for a run. In those days, I was running quite a bit, and I'd gone for a run, and he said, "Can I have your shoes?" And I said, "Yes, of course. I'll give them to you before I leave." I was leaving the next day, so I got all the shoes actually that we had, running shoes and some other shoes and my kids' shoes, and the socks, and gave them to him. And he came back like half an hour later as I was packing, and he knocked on the door and he said, "I have this for you." And it's this beautiful sculpture of a man. And I've got it by the front door of my house here. And he'd carved this incredible sculpture during the night to give me. And that was the best gift. But it was just old shoes and socks. They were so, so grateful. And his gift was, it's stayed with me for all these years, many years later, and means so much to me.
We've traveled a lot. I think we've won 21 free trips around the world. So it's great. We love travel, but it's great when it's even for free. You get it for free. So it's been amazing. So we've been to some amazing countries, but I know that you're a real advocate for doing daily gratitudes and all that sort of stuff. I know. Can you just share something about your gratitude? Oh, because I don't do them.
I do. Gratitudes are important to me, but I was just thinking about one of the things I do when I travel that probably most people never even think of doing is I take my old clothes with me, and I always take lots of, pens and paper if I'm going into Asia, little soccer balls, sweets, gifts
little
for kids,
koalas
little
and
koalas and
kangaroos.
My suitcase is full of gifts and reasonably old clothes, actually. And so when I'm away, I give things away. I give lots and lots and lots of things away. And a lot of people don't, they have these little tiny pencils and pens. They're so grateful for a proper biro or a set of coloring pencils, and a soccer ball can bring so much joy, particularly to little kids. They just love it. So, and now that's a really hard thing to do anonymously, but my thing is to do 3 anonymous acts of kindness every week. It's a little game I play with myself. And if anybody finds out where the anonymous act of kindness came from, if I get caught out, I have to do another 3. So it's just something I've done for many, many years. And I love doing it. I love seeing where we can help. And we've done this quite a few times in restaurants. Do you remember that restaurant?
Yeah.
Quite recently, actually.
And down in Mollymook.
Yes.
Mollymook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These young kids were there.
There was four of them.
Yeah, working out what they could afford to have for their meal. And it was obviously a real special treat going out. They were only young.
Yeah.
And when we left, we paid for their meal. And then we ran because we didn't want them to find out who it was. And the man who owned the restaurant was absolutely shocked. He said, "Are they your children?" I said, "No, we don't know who they are." He was so surprised.
And then when we went back later, at a later date, he said, I still remember you doing that and the looks on their faces. And the joy, it gave us a lot of joy.
Oh, yeah. It's so much fun doing things like that. It really is. But yeah, the main thing is I don't want us to be caught out, for anyone to know. And you know why I make it anonymous? You can't always, obviously, when we're traveling, we are actually giving things to people. But if you make it anonymous, then that person, the recipient, doesn't feel indebted to you. They don't feel that they have to pay you back. And how often does that happen? Somebody does something for you, and then you feel indebted to pay back or do something for them as well. Yeah. So making it anonymous is much more fun. And also then they don't feel indebted and you just get the joy.
What about your daily gratitudes?
Oh, my daily gratitudes. Yes, I wake up every morning in that time between sleep and waking, that kind of dozy time. And I lie there and I go through all my gratitudes. I set my day up. So I start off with my bed. I'm so grateful for this bed. I'm so grateful for the amazing linen on the bed. I'm so grateful for this man next to me who I love so much. I'm so grateful for the house we're in. We've got a roof over our heads. I'm so grateful for my family. And I take it out into the world, where I go out into not just my house, the city where we live, the country where we are, and take my gratitude out to everybody I know, and even the people I don't know, that I'm grateful for, who've helped me learn, and mentors I've had, people I've met. And then by the time I'm in my shower, I've set my day up. You can't be cranky when you're full of gratitude and you're focusing on those. Then the hot water is something that I start off with a warm shower, love that. And then I turn it to cold, just as a reminder that I'm so lucky to have this hot shower, because so many people around the world don't have them. That was from living in Africa, where often we just have a bucket with a rope and it would come down on our heads. I don't know if you remember that in Botswana, but that was a lot of people. That's what they have. So just a reminder to be grateful, to be grateful, because I think it sometimes gets forgotten in the busyness of life.
Yep.
So,
well, I think we go a lot deeper in our new website. So we've set up a new website, and we're out there we believe everybody's deserving and worthy to learn this information that we're sharing. So if you go to suzanneandpaul.com, we will share more on gratitudes and affirmations and techniques and skills that you can use to change your life.
Yeah, and give us some tips as well for traveling, what you do, because it's fun to share these things. Hope you've enjoyed this.
Bye.
Bye.